You're sitting at your kitchen table, coffee in hand, scrolling through social media, and someone just posted, "I made $5,000 this month from stock dividends alone." Wait, what? You freeze. Is this real? How are regular people making money from something that sounds like a Wall Street movie? If you've ever felt curious, confused, or just plain overwhelmed about how the stock market works, you're not alone. But here's the truth. It's not just for the rich or the math geniuses. You just need the right guide. And that's exactly what you're getting today. Because once you understand how the stock market actually works, a whole new world of possibilities opens up, and one tiny piece of the puzzle, coming up later in this video, can help you avoid one of the biggest beginner mistakes that silently eats away your profits. Let's break this down in plain English. Number 1. What is the stock market really? Imagine a giant farmer's market, but instead of fruit and vegetables, people are buying and selling tiny pieces of companies. Those tiny pieces, they're called stocks or shares. When you buy a stock, you own a small part of that company. If the company does well, your stock goes up in value. If it struggles, the stock might go down. It's like owning a piece of your favorite pizza shop. If it becomes the hottest spot in town, your slice is worth more. If it flops, well, you're just holding greasy cardboard. Number 2. Why do companies sell stocks? Let's say a company wants to grow fast, open new stores, build new factories, or invent a new product. Instead of borrowing money from a bank, they go public. That means they list themselves on the stock market and sell shares to raise money. You give them money up front. In return, you own a piece of their future. This is how companies like Apple, Amazon, and Tesla got funded by regular people long before they became giants. Number 3. What actually happens when you buy a stock? You might think you're buying from the company, but in reality, you're buying from someone else who already owns that stock and wants to sell. It's like passing around a trading card. You log into your brokerage account, like Fidelity, Robinhood, or E-Trade. Search for a stock, press buy, and boom, you're in the market. But what makes the price go up or down? It's basic supply and demand. If more people want a stock, the price goes up. If more people are selling it, the price drops. Example: if a company reports strong profits or launches a hit product, more investors jump in, and the price rises. Number 4. What are dividends? And why do people love them? Dividends are like a thank you gift from companies. If you own their stock, they pay you a portion of their profits, usually every quarter. It's cash in your account without having to sell your stock. Let's say you own 50 shares of a company that pays $2 per share each year in dividends. That's $100 a year just for holding on. Some people even build entire retirement strategies around dividend-paying stocks. It's like planting a money tree and watching it grow. Number 5. The difference between investing and gambling. People often say, "Isn't the stock market just legal gambling?" Here's the truth. It can be, if you buy random stocks hoping to get rich quick. It's like betting on red at a casino. But real investors play the long game. They research companies, understand risks, diversify their portfolio, and stay consistent. Think of it like this. Gambling is trying to double your money overnight. Investing is like growing a garden, slow, steady, and worth it. Number 6. How do you actually start investing? You don't need thousands of dollars. Some brokerages let you start with as little as $1 using something called fractional shares. That means if one share of Amazon costs $3,000, you can still buy a small piece of it for $10. You'll need to open a brokerage account. Think of it like your bank account for investing. Some beginner-friendly options include Fidelity, Charles Schwab, Robinhood, SoFi. Once your account is open, deposit money, search for a stock or ETF, and press buy. It's that simple. But what the heck is an ETF? Hold on. That's next. Number 7. What's the difference between stocks and ETFs? Buying individual stocks is like betting on one horse. If that company wins, you win big. But if it crashes, ouch. ETFs, or exchange-traded funds, let you invest in a whole bunch of companies at once. It's like buying a fruit basket instead of just one apple. One popular ETF is the S&P 500 ETF. It includes the top 500 companies in the USA. When you buy it, you're automatically investing in Apple, Google, Microsoft, Coca-Cola, and more all at once. It lowers your risk and adds instant diversification, perfect for beginners. Number 8. What causes stock prices to move? Ever notice how stock prices seem to bounce around every day? It's not just company profits. Prices can be affected by news headlines, interest rate changes, elections, wars, rumors. Even a tweet from a celebrity can send a stock soaring or crashing. That's why long-term investors often ignore short-term noise and focus on company fundamentals. Patience is their superpower. Number 9. What's a bull market versus a bear market? These two animals come up a lot. A bull market means prices are rising and investors are optimistic. A bear market means prices are falling and fear takes over. Bulls charge up, bears swipe down. Simple, right? But here's the real kicker. Every bear market in history has eventually turned into a bull market, which means if you stay invested through the storm, the sun usually shines again. Number 10. How much money do you need to get started? Not much. Even $10 a week can get you going. Thanks to fractional shares, auto investing, and no trading fees, investing is more accessible than ever. And the earlier you start, the better. Why? Because of compound interest. If you invest $100 a month starting at age 20, you could have over $150,000 by retirement without doing anything crazy. That's the magic of time. Number 11. Should beginners pick their own stocks? Here's the honest answer. Not right away. Picking the right stock takes time, research, and a strong stomach. Instead, many beginners start with index funds or ETFs. These track the overall market and give you instant diversification. Once you've got the hang of it and built confidence, then you can explore individual stocks, but never invest in something you don't understand. That's the golden rule. Number 12. What are some common beginner mistakes? Trying to time the market. Nobody can do it perfectly. Chasing hot stocks. What's hot today might burn you tomorrow. Putting all your money in one stock. Don't do it. Ignoring fees. Some funds charge high management fees that eat your returns. Not having a plan. Jumping in without goals leads to panic during market drops. And here's a big one. Selling out of fear. Remember, the market goes up and down. It's normal. Ride the waves. Number 13. What's the smartest strategy for most people? It's called buy and hold. You invest regularly in low-cost index funds or ETFs. You don't freak out when the market drops. You keep going, week after week, month after month. It's boring. It's slow, but it works. In fact, legendary investor Warren Buffett once said, "The best investment strategy is to buy a low-cost S&P 500 index fund and hold it forever. No hype, no panic, just results." Number 14. Is investing risky? Yes, but so is not investing. If you keep all your money in a savings account, inflation slowly eats away at your buying power. That $100 today might only buy $80 worth of stuff in 10 years. Investing carries ups and downs, but historically, the stock market has grown an average of 7 to 10% per year over the long term. So, doing nothing can actually be the bigger risk. Number 15. What is a brokerage account and how do you open one? A brokerage account is the place where you buy, sell, and hold your investments. Think of it like a digital wallet for your stocks, ETFs, and other assets. You open it through a brokerage firm. Popular ones include Fidelity, Charles Schwab, Vanguard, and Robinhood. Most are online and take only a few minutes to set up. You provide some personal details, link your bank account, and you're ready to go. Some brokerages even offer paper trading accounts where you can practice with fake money first. It's a great way to learn without risking real dollars. Number 16. What are market orders and limit orders? These are two ways to buy stocks. A market order buys the stock right away at the current price. A limit order buys the stock only if it hits the price you set. Let's say a stock is trading at $50. If you use a market order, you'll likely buy it for around $50 instantly. But if you set a limit order at $48, the trade only happens if the stock drops to that price. Market orders are faster. Limit orders give you more control. Number 17. How often should you check your investments? Not as often as you think. Many beginners check their stocks every hour, and that's a recipe for stress. The stock market moves every second, but long-term growth happens over years. Checking once a week or even once a month is often enough. Set it. Forget it. Let it grow. It's like baking bread. You don't keep opening the oven every 5 minutes, right? Trust the process. Number 18. What's the difference between a Roth IRA and a regular brokerage account? A regular brokerage account lets you invest with no limits, but you pay taxes on your profits. A Roth IRA is a special retirement account where your money grows tax-free. You invest after-tax dollars, and when you withdraw in retirement, you pay zero taxes on your gains. There's a yearly contribution limit, currently around $7,000 if you're under 50. If you qualify, it's one of the smartest places to begin investing. Number 19. What is diversification and why does it matter? Diversification means spreading your money across different investments. It's the classic, don't put all your eggs in one basket strategy. If you only invest in one stock and it tanks, your entire portfolio takes a hit. But if you own different stocks, sectors, and even ETFs, one drop won't ruin your whole plan. Diversification smooths out the bumps and protects your long-term growth. Number 20. Can you lose all your money in the stock market? It's rare, but possible, especially if you invest in one risky company. The overall stock market, like the S&P 500, has never gone to zero. Even during major crashes like 2008, the market eventually bounced back. If you invest wisely, diversify, and avoid emotional decisions, your money has a strong chance of growing over time. Investing isn't about zero risk. It's about smart risk. Number 21. What's the deal with stock splits? Sometimes a company's stock gets really expensive. To make it more affordable, the company does a stock split. For example, if you own one share worth $1,000, after a 2-for-1 split, you'll have two shares worth $500 each. Your total value stays the same, just more slices of the same pie. Stock splits don't change the company's value. They just make shares easier to buy for regular investors. Number 22. What is a stock symbol and how do you use it? Every company on the stock market has a short code called a ticker symbol. Apple is AAPL. Amazon is AMZN. Tesla is TSLA. These symbols help you find the exact company you want to invest in. When you're using your brokerage app, search by symbol for speed and accuracy. It's like knowing someone's username instead of searching by full name. Number 23. What does it mean when a company goes bankrupt? When a company can't pay its debts, it may file for bankruptcy. If you own that company's stock, it often becomes worthless. That's why diversification is key. Even huge companies can collapse. Remember Blockbuster? Enron. No one is too big to fail. Stick with a mix of stable companies and index funds to protect your investments. Number 24. What's the difference between short-term and long-term investing? Short-term investing means buying with the intention to sell in days or months. It's often stressful and high risk, like trading. Long-term investing means holding stocks for years, even decades. It gives your money time to ride out the ups and downs. Warren Buffett once said, "Our favorite holding period is forever." Most wealth is built over time, not overnight. Number 25. What is a stock exchange and which ones matter most? A stock exchange is where stocks are bought and sold. The two biggest in the USA are the New York Stock Exchange, NYSE, and the NASDAQ. They're like giant online marketplaces where trades happen in milliseconds. You don't need to worry much about which exchange your stock is on. Your broker handles that. Just know that most big companies you've heard of are listed on one of these two. Number 26. Can emotions ruin your investing journey? Absolutely. Fear makes people sell during crashes. Greed makes people chase hype stocks. Patience is rare, but powerful. Successful investors train themselves to stay calm during chaos and stay steady during booms. It's not about being the smartest person in the room. It's about being the most disciplined. Your mindset matters more than your IQ. You don't need a finance degree. You don't need to be rich. You just need to start. And now that you understand the basics, you're ahead of 90% of beginners who never took the time to learn. So here's the real question. Which stock or ETF are you most excited to explore for your very first investment? Let me know in the comments. I'd love to hear what's calling your name.